Hello there, Riderflex Nation. Steve Urban here with more career advice and job interviewing tips for you. And as a quick reminder, if you enjoy our podcast, please remember to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes. And on today's podcast, should you use swear words during an interview? Should you curse during an interview, even if the person interviewing you is throwing out a few curse words? You know, maybe they're interviewing you over lunch and they're saying a few curse words here and there, and they're tossing them out there. Maybe they're baiting you to see if you're going to curse during the interview. I know a lot of you have wondered about this, especially if this is really quite common if you're interviewing, or if you're being interviewed by a C-level candidate, right? Usually CEOs or COOs, they're really confident in their position, so they'll just curse whenever they want to, pretty much, if that's their style. And they'll do it sometimes when they're interviewing you. And then you're tempted to play along and follow their lead and maybe throw out a swear word here or there. Well, should you do that? That's the podcast question of the day. Should you swear during an interview? Here's my general answer, but I want to tie it to a story, okay? Yeah, I would say 99% of the time, the very first meeting you have with somebody, I would not use a swear word, even if they were using them. Now, let me walk you through a story where I think you probably should, of course, if that's your style. Now, if your style is to never use a swear word ever, then don't change who you are. But if you do use them occasionally and you're in your second or third meeting, okay, let's say you went through the initial interview, you met the person, they're bringing you back for a second interview, and maybe that second interview is over dinner or happy hour, or it's pretty casual setting, and they again are throwing out a few curse words here or there. Quite possibly, they are looking to see if you're a culture fit. Okay, they're looking to see if you're going to be uncomfortable with that type of language and so forth. And then, again, if it is your style, I'm not asking you to change who you are, but if it is your style and you are okay with it and you're comfortable using a swear word here or there, during that second or third meeting, when the time is right in the moment, then I probably would. Here's a true story I want to tie to this. My partner at Riderflex and I, Scott, we were trying to find somebody for our leadership team in a specific position. So this person was going to sit at the strategy table and be quote, an officer in the company. And so a culture fit at that level is even more critical because they're going to be hanging out with us a lot, right? Off hours, etc. Lots of travel, lots of dinner meetings, and so forth. So if this person doesn't fit our style, it just won't work out. So Scott and I would take these executive candidates to dinner or happy hour on purpose, right? We're seeing if they fit our style. Do they fit our culture? Now, for those of you who know us here at Riderflex, you know, we're not against happy hour. Let me put it that way. And so if you're hanging out specifically with me or Scott and you have a problem with maybe a few swear words here or there or a couple of beers at dinner and that's not your type of environment, then you probably won't make it here. Okay? It's probably just not going to be a comfortable fit for you. So we would test these people, right? We'd take them out a few times and just see. Well, here's the point of the story. There was a particular candidate that was really qualified, super qualified on paper. I'm sure he could have done the job. But after the third dinner, not one single time did he ever order a glass of wine or say even one little tiny swear word, right? And we baited him many, many times. So we finally just said to ourselves, man, this guy's just not a culture fit. He's not going to work with our team. We're probably going to rub him the wrong way. He just won't be comfortable here, I don't think. So we passed on him. Now, the sad part is maybe he, maybe he does have a glass of wine at dinner every once in a while. Maybe he does use a swear word, but he just never did step into it just a little bit for us to make us feel comfortable, and we passed on him because of culture. So, long story, but the point is this. 99.9% of the time, I would not use a swear word during an interview, especially if it's the first meeting. After that, if it's part of their culture and you've met with them 2 or 3 other times and you think you're going to be okay with that type of culture, then yes, I would do things to show them that you fit the culture. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day. We truly hope you find our material helpful and entertaining. And while our podcast can be heard across most platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud, you can become a supporter of this podcast by visiting our show on the platform Anchor FM. That's anchor.fm/Riderflex. You can also send us your questions or suggested topics for future episodes to the email address podcast@riderflex.com, or drop us a voicemail at 888-964-5876, extension 710. Visit riderflex.com to learn more about us. Thanks so much for listening, folks, and have a great day.